Howdy, 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 howdy. Welcome to a bit of a rainy Jackson Hole. Getting ready to fly to Sun Valley, Idaho. Friedman Memorial. Happy Thursday. It's a virtual USA Flying Club event Thursday. So excited about this. Gonna do a little Jackson Hole into Idaho. We're off of runway 19er, Alpine 4 departure into runway 31. Friedman is a one-way in, one-way out type of DLE mabobber. So right now it does say VFR conditions, and I think it'll eventually get there. But for now, it's a bit weathery. Second flight will be a return from Sun Valley, Friedman to Jackson Hole, and then we'll take a third trip out into Alaska with the DHC-2 Beaver, flying from Valdez to Cordova with a couple of pit stops in between. Nice to see you guys. I'm going to go ahead and unmute, and hopefully my push-to-talk will work. My push-to-talk's been broadcasting in my Discord channel for some reason, as opposed to just like where I would like it to be, which is on BatSim, but I don't know. No ATC. We do have auto ATC that has cleared us as filed with the squawk code of 4221. We are going to grab some performance numbers here and get going. This is a reinstall, by the way, or sorry, this is an update. So I'm interested to see if there's much difference. This plane has always worked fairly well for me. Just a 34-minute flight, by the way. That's why we're doing the round trip. Should be fun. Up and down type of thing. We are filing 380, even though it's just a 34-minute flight. We need 2,252. So I think we will just go ahead and leave it as is. Not worry about that. We have 5 passengers. Yeah, I think all that stuff looks fine. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will go there, and I think that's okay. I don't know if that turns that on or not, but that is gonna be us. Everything else I believe is okay here. Oh, this is kind of, I don't know if this is new for this update, but this is kind of cool. But we're just about out of battery, so I'm going to turn this on just for now, and then we'll get started, and we'll come back to it and check our numbers. So I've got the flight plan filed. Covers are all removed. Fuel and payload are set. I don't need an APU. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get this party started. Try to remember all my presets here. It's funny when you don't fly an airplane for just a little while, how much you forget, how quickly you forget. Hey Jim, how's it going? I know, a long time no see. Slowly getting your sim put back together. Oh, that is awesome. Sorry that your room got flooded, but I hope the sim rebuild goes well and you are back flying as soon as possible. Thanks for stopping by. Has been a long time. It's great to have you back in the chat. Our gear is down. Throttles are cut off. Or are they? This gets me sometimes. No, they are not in cutoff. Now they are in cutoff. Aux heat. Yeah, we're good there. All that stuff on this side is off. All this stuff is fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. Back over here. It's what a pain. I mean, I have had my basement flood 3 times, and so I completely feel what you're battling there, my friend, and it is not fun at all. So again, I'm hoping it just goes well. Everything just, you know, comes together. Hey, all right. What is up, Chris? Good to see you. Good to see you the whole evening. Oh man. Welcome back. The newly legal driver, government legal Beethoven 1102. Good to see you, sir. Happy Thursday, buddy. We've got battery power. We've got everything else is off. Fuel computers are on. Inverters can come on here as well. Where the heck? There we go. We will go hydraulics on. Beacon and nav. Yeah, we're good there. We've got... We're ready to start. We're going to go 2, then 1. Here we go, folks. Spinny, spinny, spinny. Looking for about 20 on the turbine. That'll work. Very warm here today. Dang. Little sweat from the nose tip. Tip Dog, what's up, man? Hey, Conti. What's up, dude? As my students say, what's good, yo? Very nice to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. Happy Friday. Always good to get a report from the future, by the way. So if you can let me know how Friday goes. Or Friday's already going, I should say. Fixie. Hello. So far, so good. Well, heck yeah. Hey, thank you, by the way, for your input on the BAE in X-Plane 12. It sounds like they're moving forward with those changes. And I am actually considering doing something I told myself I was probably not going to ever do again, which is make a new purchase in X-Plane. So, we'll see how it goes. But I am very happy, by the way. There are very few aircraft in X-Plane 12 that I still need. Hashtag need, as you know, with your DCS, your recent DCS purchase, that I don't need it, I bought it. That's kind of where I'm at with this plane. Love that stupid plane. It was so good in X-Plane. It was just amazing. It was so awesome. But yes, indeed, that's right. We do our part, and we try. You know, we're a small community, but we definitely try to help the world economy. We need window heat, windshield heat, I guess is what they call it in the biz. We need radical. Probably could turn some avionics on as well. No clearance necessary today. Cleared as filed. Simply because we don't have any ATC, unfortunately. Yo, Steve-O! Hey, how's it going, man? We're starting to get a little party going here. I love it. Transponder code could be set at this particular time. You're looking at the citation every day. Told yourself. I know you're in the same... You and I and Boozy Sheep are in an X-Plane embargo right now. Super Mario. What's up? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Happy Thursday, sir. Happy Thursday, everybody. You're not buying for any sim. Oh, you're like an ultra embargo then. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Wait a second. All right, I'm gonna mute this in the Discord, and then we'll get we'll get started here. What am I doing? What am I doing? 4221. We're gonna set that. We are ALT. Let's get some info, shall we, about our airport frequencies. So we'll need tower as the active. We'll listen to, apparently JPC is rocking the comms tonight. Tim Dog, you gave X-Plane a try, but don't see yourself buying anything for X-Plane. Yeah. Oh, Fixie's saying just taking a break, flying what you've already got. Where's the fun in that, Brett? Come on. Come on. Actually, I'm in the same boat. Trying not to admit it, but I'm in the same boat. That will work there. We need to go back to flight plan mode, Alpine for departure from 19. And I believe we're the IDA. We're not going to Big Piney. We're going to Idaho Falls. I'm with you. There's some cool stuff coming out too. I'm kicking around. I know, Conti, you've been in that new 737, the 500 variant, have you not? That looks like it's promising. It's maybe a little rough around the edges so far, but Steve taking a little break from flying. Work kind of burns you out for simming. Hey, man. It's never a bad thing to take a break. Never a bad thing. Oh, yes, yes. Good bones, just not ready. Maybe you're the one that said that. But I'm gonna hold off a little bit. Hey, Ron. Welcome, Iowa Scotsman. And I've got all kinds. I haven't officially. Let's see. We've got Good Fixins. We've got Iowa Scotsman. We've got, who else do we have here? Do we have? I don't have a. What a shame. I don't have a Continuum custom emote. All right, I'm gonna fix that, Conti. Who else is here? Tim Dog. I don't have a Tim Dog custom emote, but I'll give you a backup emote that's pretty good, Tim Dog. Super Mario, Jim, Steve-O. Welcome in, everybody. Chris, Beethoven, thank you for being here, everyone. You don't need one. Well, I know you don't, but, I mean, what's the fun in cyberbullying people if you don't, you can't, like, and first of all, secondly, I should say this. Actually, no, this is first. What's the point of having Google Drawing if you can't make a custom emote? There goes somebody. So I'm not sure. Oh, I was going to put the destination airport in here, Friedman. So I think we've got our. Conti's custom already. I've got some ideas. Well, if what you do have is a custom welcome sound from the junior first officer, who, by the way, is turning 8 tomorrow. By the way, 8 o'clock tomorrow. You've got the Lear loaded up at the south ramp. Awesome. Heck yeah. Beautiful. So we're there. That's in. Life is good. We're going to come over here to get some info. Oh, actually, what I'm going to do is this. Hey, so anybody here who actually has experience with these, do these normally cross-populate? Is there a way to load stuff in, or do you have to actually put things in separately there? We are a bit defective. Man, I'm hearing somebody, either somebody's taxiing by or I've got something going on that I don't know about, but okay, that looks good. Transponder set, flaps. Okay, after engine start. Let me make sure. GPU not needed or disconnected. We didn't actually ever use it Windshield heat, radalt, avionics on, flaps. What is that sound? What am I hearing? What am I hearing, guys? You guys hear that? Sounds like I've got to herd a buffalo or something. Or like, it almost sounds like rumbling, like when you land. That's really odd. Okay, flaps are going to be... Okay, let's go back here. Let's do a little departure. Takeoff. Are you hearing that? What is that? So, first thing I need to know, I guess, is how much do I weigh? I weigh 14.5. So 14.5, I will go in between here. 130 is rotate 133. That's what it's set at. That's usually what it's set at. Yeah, I don't know what that noise is, guys, but it's going to be interesting. Let's set this to 380 plus 1,000. And that is on auto. Everything there looks good. We're about to move, so we'll do the beacon. Your weather just cleared up. Yeah, mine's starting to. I like it. I like it. Maybe it's the wind I'm hearing. It is gusting. It is crazy here. It's like gusting 42 or something like that. I wonder if that's partly what it is. Flaps. We're going to set flaps. Flaps 8. We're going to bring the pitch trim, and it takes a minute to bring it down, so you got to hold your electric trim down to take off. There we go. We're going to get some yaw damper power, some secondary power, and I think I have something bound for the steering lock. Left white button. So let's see if this comes on. Steer on. All right. I'm ready to talk. We're ready to do the stuff. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. Outside air temp. What is the OAT? At JAC. This is what I can't ever find. It's up here, isn't it? Where is it? If I was outside air temp, where would I be? I don't know.
I'm going to leave the pattern in a crosswind, and then I'm going to be IFR down to the south. Check.
We're going to go. Looks like everybody's taking this ramp over here. Jackson Hole traffic, LearJet, November 11816 on the taxi runway 19er, Jackson Hole. So this is this is the Virtual USA Flying Club event. It's called the Mountain West Flyout. It's the first in a series that I intend to create, and we are featuring today. We're featuring Jackson Hole. And so what I'm hoping to be able to do... Oh, boys, are you windy or just glad to see me? What I'm hoping to be able to do is set up maybe one of these flyouts. Did I say Mountain West Flyout or fly-in? Flyout. I'm hoping we'll be able to spawn into a location such as Jackson Hole and just kind of make it a regular thing, maybe every couple of months or so, because there's all kinds of really outstanding airports in the Mountain West. Jackson Hole, though, being that it's in Wyoming, is the one I started with. I think I need to adjust my rudder pedals here. I feel like I'm a long ways away from everything.
And Jackson Hole traffic, Caravan 1 Hotel Foxtrot, turning left across runway 19er.
But yeah, should be fun. Our little rain squall has moved through. There is actually a pretty good rainstorm rain/snowstorm between this airport and where I live, and you can kind of see it right there over the top of the. This is the Wind River mountain range that you can't see. Here's the Tetons, obviously, but that time of year in my part of the world where we get a lot of moisture, and much of it up here is white. Alpine 4 departure. We'll get that dialed up. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this guy away. Sounds like he's the last person to leave. We do have somebody, maybe a couple of, oh, just somebody in there doing a little run up. And Jackson Hole traffic, aircraft in the run-up area. Are you ready to go? You want us to hold short, or are we okay to slip in front of you here? Okay. Take that as a, you're okay. Pull up the Alpine 4, full send, baby. That's right, that's right. We're runway heading. We need to climb to 15,000 or higher before making a right-hand turn to Idaho Falls. Jackson Hole traffic, LearJet, November 11816. Will be departing runway 19er, Jackson Hole. Such a fun airplane. And I tell you what, the Fly Simware guys are just constantly improving. There was also an update to the Cessna, the Chancellor, the 414 the other day. They just are continually tweaking their airplane. It's just amazing. Here we go. Spinny, spinny. Oh, I didn't set my N1 ref. I'm going to say about 92%. That's almost always what it is, because I'm almost always flying about the same length. This is a bit shorter, so I probably don't need quite as much, but that's okay. I should be a little bit lighter with my fuel. There's airspeed. Bumpy runway here in Sim. We're working here to get to the B1 rotate. There we go. We're ready. Yeah. Hey, yo. Did someone say density altitude? It's a fairly nice day here. It was in the 60s. And Jackson Hole, obviously, already one of those places that's...
Pull up, 3, 3.
One of those places that tends to have some challenges with its altitude. Trying to pitch down. We need some airspeed here. Try to get to 250 whilst also climbing. We have plenty of time, by the way, to get all the way up to Kickney. Don't have to be in a rush here. Let's engage. Let's turn on the... I don't remember how to turn on the autopilot. I will do this, though. We'll engage the yaw dampener. Landing lights, taxi lights. Yeah, who needs them? Stall, warning, all that stuff. Yeah, no big deal. We're pretty close. There's a switch. There's a switch. Autopilot. There we go. Hey, can't get anything by me. All right, there we go. Heading mode, I think we'll just do a little VS for now until we get to 250. Oh, and guess who hasn't also set the... Oh, my lord. Why doesn't... Why doesn't somebody make some sort of list for me to check so I don't miss these steps? 380 is what I'm supposed to be doing. Why am I showing a left-hand turn, by the way? I'm not going to... It's showing a left-hand turn to Big Piney. I need to go to Idaho Falls. All heck's breaking loose. Oh, there's our speed. So let's do speed. Let's go... all right, one disaster at a time, shall we? Right, Conti? I mean, do they have those... Do they have such things in the land where you live? That is set and armed. We are not going to go into nav mode just yet because I need to see what's going on with my departure here. Oh, yeah. I could have swore I picked Idaho Falls, but maybe I didn't. That'll work a little better because that means we get to turn right. That's what I'm talking about. That also means we get to go to navigational mode. And also, I need to probably turn on the Les Pitot. Looks like we're going to be up over 15. So, interesting little bit of trivia for this neck of the woods. For anybody who happens to be here, is we don't have any peaks. Our highest peak is 13,800 or something like that. So if you make it over 14,000, you are safe to fly anywhere in Wyoming. So we're 13.6. I happen to know for a fact that we're safe. Gannett Peak, which is the highest point in Wyoming, is right over there. So that's the only thing that would cause us problems. Yeah, so like right now, 14,100 feet, we're safe. There we go. Palisades Reservoir. You might know the airport called Alpine. It's right here. That's very near the Kickney transition. Alpine is... Actually, no, I take it back. Alpine is here. Alpine's kind of a cool airport because it is not only it's a flying community, but it is an airport that straddles two states. Part of the runway is actually in Idaho. So most of it's in Wyoming, some of it's in Idaho. Kind of like Yellowstone National Park. Now look at the stuff you guys learn hanging out here. There we go. To every departure, turn, turn, turn. There is a vector, turn, turn, turn. I better get that picture in the photos channel. Oh yeah. Look at that. Composition would be probably better right here, but you get the feel. Get the gist. You smell what the rock is cooking. You're only going 220? Scaredy cat. I may not get all the way up there myself. I may not. We're going to do what we can. 260 final offer. Yeah, I don't know what the dispatch guys were thinking when they gave me 380, but you know me, I'm a company guy, so I'm just going to do what they tell me. The beautiful part here is no ATC, so technically we can do what we want. It's just, which is kind of the state motto in Wyoming. Just do what you want. You'll be all right. There's 18. We're going to go standard barrow. And yeah, definitely if I'm only climbing at 1,500, I'm not getting a 380. And I think I'm going to do this. Instead of going to Idaho Falls, I'm going to go... Well, I have a little bit... This is a little bit of an out-of-the-way vector. So we're going to do this here. Flight plan. We're going to clear ourselves direct Ori. And I think 260 sounds like a very good idea there. Good fixins. That's 7,000 more feet to get here. Solid. I think we're good. Did I end up turning any landing lights or anything on? I don't think I did. No landing lights, no taxi lights, no strobe lights, no recogs. None of that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Landing, takeoff light stuff. By the way, real time, real weather, it is getting to be that part of the year where we get pretty good daylight till almost 9 o'clock. Current local time is 6:33. And we're doing all right here, I think. About 88 on the turbine. Temps are looking really good. I could probably push it a little bit if I wanted to, but why? Why would I? We are expecting runway tree 1 as we get into Friedman. That's an RNAV. There's an RNAV Yankee and X-ray. Alright, we'll just take the X-ray. It's the first thing that pops up. Hey! Welcome in, Spy Raiders. Hello. Welcome, Dave. Thank you so much. Boy, that was a cool approach I got to watch. I was setting up my stream when you were coming in to wherever it was, down to minimums there almost. But welcome in, everyone. Happy Thursday or Friday, depending on where you live. Still Thursday evening in my neck of the woods. Doing the things, LearJet things, Virtual USA Flying Club things. You are a lover of general aviation, you might come check us out. We've got a little Discord where we can get you connected with a bunch of like-minded propeller heads. Although I am in a LearJet tonight, it's still considered GA, right? Almost feel like I'm cheating. But yeah, we do this kind of stuff 3 or 4 times a month. Love to have you. All you got to do is have a valid VATSIM account and an idea for a tail number, and we'll hook you up. We're going to top off at 260 because Good Fixins told us that's as high as we could go. So I was going to take it to 380, but Good Fixins, he's got to, you know, he's got to be the boss. So you got the MD-11 into Oakland at -60? Holy cow. That's almost too soft, Tim Dog. Did it even activate anything? Bear, got the Phoenix. Nice, nice. Do you have, first of all, hello, Bear. But do you have the whole package with all the different variants, or do you just have like one of the? Aren't there 3 now? There's like a 320, which is like the base, and then there's an expansion pack with the 19 and the 21. You remember the tail number of the airplane you soloed in? 714 Juliet Whiskey. Yes, sir. I can imagine that's something that would stick with you for a lifetime. It's pretty dang cool. Spy. I love the fact that you have the real world experience. That's way cool. It really adds to your stream. It did, the spoiler did deploy. Dang, -60. That's pretty cool. Did you float it all the way up to Seattle to get that, or were you just on point? I think I know the answer to that question.
Jackson Hole traffic, Warrior Zero Echo Foxtrot, taxi runway 19 via Alpha, Jackson Hole.
Our friend Tim Dog is a pro. That sounded like Eric flight to me. 1,000 to go. This is a very short flight, 30-some minutes. We need to start thinking actually already about the arrival. So while this levels off at 260, I'm going to take a peek. We need to be down to, looks like here, if we were in the hold, we'd want to be below 86. So Ori, that initial fix, 8,000. Yeah, it looks like 8,600 is our number. We'll come here to Juneau, which is the initial fix, into Gunks and on in. This is a tricky missed approach if we do go missed. It's a climbing left-hand turn to get out of there at 9,500. And we want to keep the speed down so you can make this turn. But that's what we're going to do. It's the RNAV X-ray. I'm going to get that entered. We're pretty much leveled off. Speed's coming up. I'll probably pull back just a little bit here. And yeah, we might as well put stuff in, right? Approach into Friedman. X-ray. What do we say? Ore. That'll be us. Very good. Load that approach. 86. Yep, that's our boy. 1 mark past the aim marker. That's pretty dang. That's pretty nice. Tim Dog. Just luck. You don't fly the MD-11 that much. That's a great landing because that is historically a very difficult plane to land. Rage 5x5?
Loud and clear.
Historically, that's a tricky aircraft to land. That's why it has 532 wheels, because they expect you to plant the sucker down. And it's usually a very heavy aircraft. But she's not a glider. So you have to be quite intentional, I think, with what you're doing. And it's one of those planes, I think it's tough to get caught up to. Like, if you get low or slow, like, it's hard to get back on the profile. All right, back outside for a little bit. Let me give you some pilot-free viewing. Yeah, Beethoven, 100%. Back into the flight deck. Let's get serious about things here, folks. We need to spin this guy down to 86. I see the TOD on the glass, so we might be ready to go here. I could have went by thousands here, but that's okay. That's okay. That should not be selected. It's not. And I think, excuse me, I think we'll descend in vertical speed mode. Oh, goodness sakes. Once we get there, probably pull power back just a little bit. We're definitely not setting any records here. This thing, not necessarily the quickest plane, but you could definitely get it up there. We're just kind of putzing along at about Mach 0.6 right now. I don't see anybody. Looks like there's somebody right over the top of us, actually. Who dat? Somebody chasing us. Probably good fixins'. Hopefully it's not because he's at the same altitude that we're at. Let me see if I can find out who it is. It is Whiskey Papa. Just behind me, alright. Need me to speed up a little bit there. Brett, I am definitely taking my time. I'm going a little faster than you, I guess. We're good. Alright, sir. Alrighty. I want to make sure we have proper spacing, right, into Friedman. Which, speaking of, let's get some airport information here, shall we? I wonder if it gives us any weather just yet. Looks like winds are 310 at 8. Good visibility. Good. Cloud levels are nice and high. 29er, 9er, 9er. So definitely nicer here in Idaho. We will take 2560 as the active. Oh, except that doesn't change it over here. Oh, hold on. 1256. Transfer that. But transfer that back over here. We're going to monitor guard on comp 2. Okay. Conti, it's nice. And it's cool. It's got a nice little freeware, so it's one of those that you can just enjoy. Enjoy. Second stream in a row, by the way, that we're in Idaho. Tuesday night, we were doing some helicopter ops at Milo's Idaho fire lookouts. Those are fun. We hit 2 of them, 2 of the 11, so looking forward to heading back in. We got to Thunderbolt and Big Baldy. We were going to go hit Pinyon Peak, and then we were going to try to make it back to McCall, but I was pretty wiped out. Kind of like right now. But a half a day left, guys. A half a day left. And the school year is in the books. You checked the freeware for Jackson Hole, but didn't think about Friedman. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I think the default's okay too, Fixie. I've got to give Microsoft 2020 a little bit of credit. They've done some things with their default airports to kind of clean things up just a bit. Right, Iowa Scotsman. What a noob. Don't feel so bad. Good fixes. I've made up for it because I have 2 payware Jackson holes. So, you are. That's why we get along so well. Just about there, and I feel like I'm probably going to start down a little sooner because we got to get, like, I feel like that's pretty close. I could do some pilot math, but that seems like a lot of work at this point. Dustin, thank you for the follow. Happy to have you on board. So we need to lose 18, 16 and a half, 17, 18 and a half. So let's say 19 times 3 is 57. So like 60-ish miles is what we need. Everybody loves it when I do pilot math, especially when I do mental math. 57, so see, we're already too close. Oh, but we only need to be 22.6. All right, so we're good. And then another, so there's 63. Oh, but that takes us all the way to, oh my goodness, what in the name of Pythagorean theorem is going on here? Time to go down. We're just going to start going down. Thank you, Tim. Hey, I'm about to stop doing that forever, by the way. Nudge, 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 nudge. How about a gentle 15 to 2,000 descent? Avu. How about an alt cell? You know, one thing that I'm really looking forward to doing in Microsoft 2024 is setting up my profiles in SPAD. So I ended up getting SPAD. Conti, I was going back and forth between X's and O's and SPAD, and I'm going SPAD. I'm gonna hopefully find some profiles already set up for a lot of these aircraft, it sounds like. But I might be chit-chatting with some folks about SPAD bindings and things like that. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to learning how to do that because I'm really looking forward to being able to load in to the sim a la X-Plane and not have to bind everything. It's just a little thing that I've really missed from X-Plane. I'm slowly, the pendulum is swinging a little bit back towards X-Plane for the stream, by the way. I've installed a couple things. I've done some test flights, and all credit goes out to the V-Flight Air Cessna 150. That was the aircraft of all the cool aircraft that I have in X-Plane. That was the one I was missing, if you can believe that. I think I said that a couple streams ago. So I installed that, farted around, made a new custom livery, loaded in, flew some patterns, and now I've installed like 4 aircraft and about a half a dozen sceneries, and I'm ready to see if I can see if it'll work on BatSim. Iowa Scotsman, you said that there's a lot of profiles listed have nothing bound. Oh, that's that doesn't seem good. But I don't know. I keep reading about all these beta updates and how they're like doing things to help performance, which is sort of the main thing that I'm struggling with. So I'm hoping, as most of you know, one of my main technology troubleshooting techniques is to just leave it alone for like a month and then come back to it, and it just works better. Everything that, you know, there's so many things that get updated, whether it's the sim or the graphics card or sorry, the graphics driver. video driver or Windows itself or stuff behind the scenes, sometimes it's best just to leave crap alone. You published a few, Tim Dog? Well, that's what I need, Tim. MSFS. You don't happen to have one for the Lear 35 Alpha, do you? Because this was a tricky plane to bind. There's a couple things like you have to use the smoke on and off binding for some, and tail hook binding is another that you use. Didn't get that one. Okay. Well, we'll see. Is this one, Conti, is this even, does this Lear even fly in 2024? I guess that maybe it's a moot point for a little while until it becomes native. And my goal, I say this now, I say this publicly. It's kind of like me trying to, you know, have accountability partners, but my goal is to only install aircraft that are natively compatible with 2024. I don't want to have to do the whole fake out add-on linker thing. It just seems like you're asking for trouble. They have updated? Okay, Ron, thank you. That's good. And I know more and more are being updated, so that's, again, part of why I'm thinking that it could be time to make the move. So down we go, 18 and a half, trying to get to 6,000, or sorry, 8,600. So we've got about 10 to go. We need to be down to 10 at 8,600, sorry, at Juneau. So 30 miles to run. How close are we? Activate that approach. And let's take a look. Juneau 11. So we're going to be a little high. We're going to be a little high here. I got to get slightly more aggressive. We're going to pull back on the power. Pitch down just a bit. I knew that top of descent seemed really late. Oh, and the 414 also? Awesome. That's great news. Great news. Once the PMDG 7.3 comes over, as well as Flow Pro and Chase Plane, that's when Tim's going to pull the trigger. Yeah, I like that one as well, the 7.3. 737 is the only aircraft I bought for 3 sims. So I will be picking it up for 2024 as well. That has just been a staple. Let's do a checklist and see what we have for descent. I need to set the elevation to the field here, which is about 5,000. Let everybody's ears pop a little bit here. You bought it for, so I bought it for, FSX, P3D, and Microsoft 2020. You also had the iFly in FSX. I never had that. I didn't have the big flight sim money in my FSX days. My golden era of flight add-ons is when I was an administrator and had a little extra scratch. Now that I'm just a public school teacher, soon to be unemployed public school teacher, that I don't have that money anymore. Set the Q&H. Why, yes, I just did. B for Beethoven, 2984. And Friedman traffic, LearJet, November 11816. About 30 miles to the south, east of the field, turning inbound on the RNAV runway 31, descending 12,700 Friedman. So, I think that looks good. This will be nice enough. We can probably shoot the visual if I can get myself down in time. 7,400 is our next altitude restriction. Pretty much idle throttle right now, but we're just right up this little valley here, so I actually would kind of like to hand fly it if I'm being honest. In fact, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just take the wheel. Melvin, take the wheel. Take it from my hand. No, that wasn't Carrie Underwood that you heard for just a second. That was just me. I know. You had the iFly, the Aerosoft A320, the CRG, the Quality Wing 7.8. Oh, man. Adele. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hear a lot of the same. You know, that chick could sing. That Quality Wing 7.8 is the one I think that a lot of people really miss. Those fellas were doing some good work. I don't know, Chris. I mean, I don't know. I think some of that might be true, but I also think some of it might be the fact that, you know, you always remember the good old times, right? Those are always, you know, man, I remember growing up, man, things were so awesome. And I don't know if they really were. We just didn't know any better. I can guarantee you that there's nothing in FSX that would stand up to what we have in X-Plane 12 or Microsoft Flight Sim in terms of the combination of features, functionality, and visuals. And then not to mention just what the world looks like. So I do miss some of those FSX planes, though. Like, I remember I had the Captain Sim back before that was a 4-letter word. I had the Captain Sim L1011 and the Captain Sim 737-200. And I kicked myself for not buying the Milviz. Back when they were called Milviz, they had a 737 Combi. But, yeah, and that VFR, yeah. Today, so some of them have dropped off, Chris. I can't argue that. Can't argue that. Okay, we're flaps range. We're going to go ahead. We just crossed Juneau at 86. We're going to go down to Gunks at 74, and then we can make our way in. But yeah, those, without a doubt, Beethoven, those are some devs that have, their standards are a little bit lower than they were back in the day. Especially Captain Sim. That's the one that really gets me. So there's our runway, as you can see. So we got to kind of scoot up the side here. Because they were really, I mean, they were really good. And Aerosoft and that DC-8 I had, holy cow. That DC-8 was wonderful. Okay, at this point, I'm going to see if I can pick up the glide slope as well. Let's level. Speed's looking good. But yeah, I learned how to do INS navigation with that Aerosoft DC-8. And same with the L1011. I had an absolute blast with that. I'm getting a little bit of a low. I think you want gear or something. Yeah, probably going to give us a little gear horn warning here.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Okay. Friedman traffic, LearJet 816 is on a 5-mile final runway 31. Friedman traffic. But I also know, I go back and I look at some of my videos from, because I did YouTube videos back when I was in P3D and FSX. And I remember thinking how awesome the scenery looked and how awesome the aircraft looked. And I go back and watch my videos and I'm like, oh my lord, the performance was hideous. I just didn't know any better. You know, when I bought all those Orbix, you know, regions that you had to get to make the mountains look okay, and you know, but now I go back and look at all that stuff and I'm like, man, it was cool in its time, but now it's like not it just doesn't measure up. And then we always do that as flight simmers, right? We always make that mistake by saying, oh man, it just can't get any more realistic than this. Just can't get any more realistic than this. Well, yeah, it can and it will.
Traffic clear 111 Papa.
Okay, left-hand turn when we get on the ground here. I'm looking for about 130 again.
500.
I've done all the complex performance calculations mentally, so don't worry about me checking any charts or anything. So just, you can just trust me. I'm a professional simmer. Whoa. Here I am. Line it up on the right side just like the pros do. Swing it back around. And we're down. Ah! Sorry, Pixie. I just missed that turn. I'll get off, though. I'll get out of the way. Friedman traffic. Lear 816 is clear of 31. All right. We need to figure out where we're going here. I think we'll just try to pull off to the side so we can watch Good Fixins land. And then we're going to plan a flight back to Jackson Hole before we hop. Oh, I'm going to miss you, Pixie. Dang it. We're going to hop into the de Havilland DAC-2 Beaver and go up to Alaska and fly around a little bit. There's our guy. Good Fixins. Right down the old stripe, as always. Nicely done, sir. Nice, nice, nice. Here's a small thing that Continuum does that's really cool when he watches his guys come in, because he's done this to me several times. Like, if he realizes, like, he's really good, like right now, Fixie is going to make the turn and all that good stuff. But there's been a couple times where I'm going to overshoot, and he'll do this. He'll kind of come off of that, start transitioning, talking about something else. I greatly appreciate that, because meanwhile, I'm in the trees or something. Iowa Scotsman, you loaded up in version 6 the other day and just kind of went, oof. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. It's just, it was, at the time, though, man, it was amazing. It really was. It truly, truly was. Because it was a step up from FSX, which was a step up from FS9, and yada, 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 right? But...
Friedman traffic, November 1 Delta Bravo, Marquette, starting runway 31, remaining in the left.
Well...
November 1 Delta Bravo to Friedman.
Who is this guy? Who is this? Is this gentleman here? Little Marquette guy. But, yeah, so I love talking about it. I really do, but I'm also realistic about it. So, all right. So the next flight back to Jackson is going to be runway 13. So we're going to do. There's a departure here. We're going to take. procedure. Fly-in 1 and the Goodwin transition. Let's load that guy up. Then we go to skim. All right, what's going on here? How do I, why, can I not? Jeez. Sorry. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Skim. That should be an en route. All right, let's just remove that guy. Skim to Elk. double L double K, sorry. To Moss. Conti, thanks for loading up and flying with us. I appreciate that. That's awesome. There we go. All right, we are locked and loaded, and I'm gonna refile here. New flight plan. Wonder if I can just switch things around here. KSUN. KJAC. We'll take Central Wyoming as the alternate. We are at 108. So give me a 15 minutes or so. 270. Good fixins. Great call, by the way, on the top altitude. Iowa Scotsman talks about the TFDI 717. Yeah. So I think there's going to always be aircraft like that, right? Because just like a lot of people are holding on to X-Plane 11 for the FlyJ Sim aircraft. And I think that's like just the way it is. I know that when I jumped into, from P3D into X-Plane, there were lots of folks that were holding on to FSX aircraft because of what they, those that they like. The only one that I really, really miss from that era, I miss the A-to-A Cessna Skylane. I miss that. I really do. All right, so we need to go up here, and it's departing runway 13 now. I should probably check and see how I'm doing fuel-wise. Do I have enough to get back to Wyoming? I need 25 or 22.52. Well, I'm slightly low on fuel. So let's just do a little hot refuel here. 22.52. Oh, look at that's perfect. Just came out. Ramp guy came out with just one of those 5-gallon like you use for your lawnmower. Just topped us off. All right, good fixins. Thanks for flying. And anybody else who came up to Friedman, thank you. That's it's been fun so far. All right, let's go to taxi lights now. And I also so he's left base 3-1. We're gonna go ahead. Friedman traffic, Lear 816 on the taxi, runway 13. Looking for the traffic in the pattern, Friedman. There, look at that. Conti, thanks for the tip on the CSL stuff. That really made a huge difference. Otherwise, good fixins would have looked like an A320 or something, whatever it is. This is my favorite part of this freeware scenery is the neon lights down here at the Grabowski FBO. I forgot about Grabowski. Dang it. That's the fanciest FBO in town. And I didn't go there. Rats. Flaps 8 and We're going to get lined up here and head on out. I'm going to make sure that traffic is clear. I'm going to take the displaced threshold here, even just since they went to all the trouble of putting all that asphalt in. Okay, what yellow light do I have on here? Takeoff trim. Oh, I'm probably out of trim. Oh yes, I am way out of trim. Let's come. Not too bad actually. Go down there. Takeoff trim. That's good. Oh, I've got the yaw dampers engaged. I don't need to have that engaged right now. The reason I think good fixings is I think it's a one-way out, isn't it? Isn't this a one-way in, one-way out? I think you tend to have to depart this way. I don't know. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna do it because that's what SimBrief says. And I've got the WWSBD bracelet on, so we're good to go. I see a Bella.
Daily traffic, November 1 Delta Bravo, clearable runway PA.
Friedman traffic, Lear 816 is lining up, runway 13. Friedman. I believe that's what it is, Fixie. I think with some of these aircraft, though, the performance is good enough, you probably could depart the other way. 10-knot tailors is no joke, even with this plane. All right, so line up here. I'm going to set 270. Okay, that's good. Push the B key like they do in the real aircraft. Come down here. Landing lights. Everything else is on here. Stall warning. Everything is good to go there. I'm supposed to have the air ignitions on too, I think. Alright, let's rock. Strobe McStrobe face. Friedman traffic. Lear 816 is departing. Runway 13. Friedman traffic. Here we go. Let's set 92%. Maybe a little more. Alright, we're rolling. Good thing we took the threshold. The airspeed's just now coming alive. Patience, though, right? Patience, patience, patience. There we go. We're getting close. She's getting light on the nose. There's VR. Positive rate. Here comes the gear. Looking good. Why do we have a right-hand turn here? Probably just to take us out away from the terrain, I would guess. All right, flaps can come up. Yaw dampener can be engaged. And I can guarantee I'm not going to go all the way out. I'm going to go to no-ha, and then we're going to cut the corner. Flying. Direct to... Oh, that takes us out there. Okay. Alright. Okay, Trebek. I'll play your little game. Navi, McNav face. Vertical speed looks fine for now. Or maybe a little... we're okay. Continuum, thank you, buddy. That's awesome. Good fixins, thanks for flying along as well. Love having you guys. Love having buddies flying in the sim. What a cool thing. What a great way to spend a Thursday night. Well, we are pitching up. Yeah, we're not holding our airspeed here very well. All right, let's we don't need 5,000, I don't think there. Silly goose. Let's go more reasonable. 15. Let's get a little airspeed built back up. Arm the indicator and yes indeed, we are on our way. Heading back. Jackson Hole. Part of a little round trip. Picked up some fancy executives, I'm sure. And taking them back to Jackson Hole. Probably done skiing up there. All right, let's do this. Clear direct skim. They're good fixins, by the way. It was kind of a dumb little detour. Let's turn. Takes us. Flying was the one that we should have been. We could have been okay going straight out to Goodwin, but look how far. Had to be terrain, right? How far that took us sort of out of our way here. We should have been able to come up. I bet it's because this is 9,000. Well, I don't know, honestly. But we could have went from Nova. We could have cut straight across to Skim and saved our oil executives like $5,000 in fuel right there, man. I'm gonna hear about this, aren't I? Just in time for JPC to see that mistake. Hi, Mike. What's up? Gonna go for some moose bread at Dornan's Pizza. Is that a local joint there? Already got the notepad out. Yeah, I was just trying to save some fuel, man. Emergency Butter, what is up? Hello. How are you? Oh, in Jackson Hole. Oh yeah, duh. Dornan's Pizza.
I just play cinema.
Durr. JPC was quite the rodeo, I bet, out of Jackson Hole. Gustin 42 with that stinky tail dragon beach. Pretty cool. The Beach 18. Did you get that improvement mod? There's an improvement mod, right, for that Beach 18? Plane actually looks kind of cool. All right, up and away, and we probably could go to speed mode. We're a little quick here, but we're only going up to 27. All right, back outside for just a bit. Let you guys enjoy some of the sights, sounds, flying in the Rockies. This is the mountains portion of the mountains in the Mudhole. Stick around for the next leg and you'll find out where the Mudhole part comes from. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you watching the Mudhole Libra channel. Enjoy the outside view. Have a great night, Tim. Happy Friday, dude. Get leveled off here, I think. Oh, we got a little ways to go yet. A little bit low. Out of my pilot juice here. Doing a Colombian decaf tonight. Kind of a medium roast. Electric percolator. Oh, I forgot to see if the game was on. Hold, stand by. See if the Rockies are playing tonight. We'll let it warm up for a minute. That's the stuff right there, my boys. That is the stuff. That is the stuff. Into Jackson Hole tonight. Runway 19er. There is a nice ILS Zulu 19er that we'll take. I think it's kind of cleared up, if I'm being honest, so maybe we'll be okay. But from Moss, we'll go to Dunor. Yes, that's right. In Wyoming, we can't pronounce French names, apparently. So I know it should be Dunois, but we call that Dunor. Go to the Dunor, VOR, and then we turn in here to Zibiv, Zusov, and Wormu, and we will dial up 1091, 187, decision altitude 651. Sweet. Make sure that's in. But first, let's make sure that we actually level off here. 270. I do have it armed. I heard the altitude alert. Yep. Yes, indeed, just about there. It looks like it's performing very well again. I just, like, knock on wood, I've had pretty good luck with this plane overall. There's been a few things. Early on, it kind of had a few strange things that would happen. Can't 100% rule out that it was me causing those strange things. But it's way easier just to blame the aircraft than the developer, right? But as I've flown it and learned a little bit more about it, it definitely gets me from A to B pretty well. So since we're going all the way around the horn, we don't need to be down to Zibiv for a while. That's 11,000. That's sort of our initial approach altitude. But let's go ahead and dial this up. Approach Zulu is what I want. And that's from Dunor. Load it. Good there. And yeah, so Dunor at 18. Zibiv above 11. Zusov. Yep, that all looks good. That all looks good. The Dunor, by the way, again, a little bit of local course knowledge. There's a branch of the Wind River called the Dunor, which is pretty good fishing in between here and the town of Dubois, which is another French town that we say strangely instead of Dubois, Dubois. So some pretty good fishing in and amongst that little tributary. Really good fishing all over up here. If you ever make it this way, I've got an extra fly rod ready for you. And I'm about to have time to create a few more, tie a few more flies, if you know what I mean. Conti, it would be my pleasure to bring you out here. Have you out here, I guess. I wish I could, if I could afford to, I'd bring you guys. I'd bring everybody. Hey, Lieutenant Bob, what's up? I got a few spots you'd enjoy. One of the places I'd like to go, though, is I'd like to go over to New Zealand. I think that'd be a fun place to fly fish. Just in general, just to go there to see it, but it'd be fun. We'd have to, if I ever went that way, to have to do a little quick pit stop in Bris Vegas, though. Yeah, I'd love to go see Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania, just do the whole loop down there. It'd be fun. I bet you could. Australia seems to me like a very outdoorsy type place. Like, it has that vibe. So I imagine there's some creeks with some stuff swimming around that might chase a fly. Or maybe a worm or something. Be awesome. Be awesome. Yeah, a bull shark. Oh man. So I'm a little bit afraid of fishing on the ocean. Good fixins, because not necessarily I think it'd be fun to catch a bull shark or whatever, but I'm worried I'd go out there and get seasick. Oh, bull sharks go up rivers? Oh, well, there you go, man. Yeah, man. Terrifying. Because yeah, man. They're intimidating fish. I didn't realize they went upriver. Okay. Not to add to your fears. Yeah, no, I'd be okay fishing for them. But so my brother and his, he is a very, very good fisherman. He's fished all over the U.S. and he's done his fair share of deep sea fishing too. And he has been seasick a number of times. And so that's just, to me, I'm like, man, oh man. I suppose you get used to it, right? Do you get used to it? Or do you just take medicine and not get, I don't even know how that works. So Beethoven says for New Zealand, you got to calculate sufficient time. You've been there on vacation for 8 weeks. Oh gosh. Arapaima. I don't know what that is. What the heck is that? Lieutenant Bob, my dad was a fly fisherman. Made me one of every fly he had in his collection for your collection. Nice. I love it. I love it. Man, I used to tie flies. And it's been a while. And I see now there's all kinds of new material and stuff. It's pretty awesome. All right, I'm looking for Arapaima. Oh man, look at that guy. It's like a tiger catfish. Hello. Just kind of whooping some ass right there, isn't he? Whoa. Fighting a fish. Yeah, oh man. Wow. That's a big freaking fish. Holy crap. I like that show, River Monsters. That's good stuff. Oh, Fixie's sharing something with me here. Stand by. Oh, good Lord. Look at that son of a gun. Wow. That's Jeremy Wade himself. Wow. What a fish. Oh, my Lord. All right, I'm keeping that guy queued up for later. Yeah, buddy. There's no way he fly fished that, right? That's some of that braided steel line or whatever. There's no way. I don't know. Maybe he's a good fisherman. Huge nightmare fish, yeah. I remember him. I don't remember what he was fishing for, but he tied into one. And he was out on like a float tube. And that thing drug him around for hours. I mean, I think it was 2 hours before the fish realized he was caught. And then it was on, man. And yeah, he landed him, but it was like, it was a serious workout. It was a real fight. Needless to say, we don't have anything that big here.
Traffic, Chancellor 2, 1 Delta Foxtrot, 8 miles outside of Tunnel for the RNAV EE31 Freeman.
I'm going to switch over to Jackson Hole. We have some lake trout that can get upwards of, 20 plus pounds. And I think there's some places that have some pretty big salmon around here, but again, nothing more than about 20 pounds. You're going to South America just to catch the arapaima. However you say that. Yeah, buddy. That is a big trout. No doubt about that. That's a big laker. But that thing there, that was what do you think that thing was? North of 100 pounds at least, maybe 200 pounds. Crazy. All right, guys, let's set this to 11. We're going to start the descent here in just a bit. In fact, I might start it here now that we get past flex. Let's get some speed off to begin with. We're going to go to vertical speed mode. Oh, you know what, Chris? That I do think that would be awesome. Get a splay rod and go up to Norway, fish the fjords. Oh, that would be, yeah. There's a lot of places a guy could have a lot of fun chasing what swims around in the river. I mean, heck, I think even, it sounds kind of boring with all these exotic places we've talked about, but I'd love to take a cruise up to Alaska and just stop and fish along the way. That's what I keep trying to talk my wife into. She wants to go to Jamaica or somewhere like that. She wants warm and sandy. I want Chile with a chance of grizzly bear. That is an unbelievable fish. Wow. That is really something. Well, you could, right? You definitely could. I think... Oh, Super Mario. All right, there we go. See, there we go. I think one of the funnest fish to catch would be a tuna, to be honest with you. I'd love to catch tuna. I know people have a lot of fun fishing for bluefin and, like those look pretty cool too, but a tuna, like if you got a hold of a tuna, man, you could have some pretty good eating for a while, and a heck of a tough fight. But yeah, anything out of the ocean is going to feel like a monster to me, because I'm used to catching 18-inch rainbow trout. I don't think there's just not a bad type of fishing. I don't know my way around every type of fishing in the world, but I like to fish for everything. It's just a great way to spend some time. So heading on down, and I think I'm going to double check here. 1091 should be in the standby. It is. We'll go ahead and just make that active. 187 needs to be the course. I don't think I could probably adjust this yet. Oh, yes, I can. Speed is decent. Maybe a little slow if I'm being honest, but that's okay. Okay, that's good there. And down, down, down we go. Going by Palisades again. And again, maybe you can see it here. I don't know how well you can see it. So right down here, I think. Or maybe it's over here. Anyway, right in this area. That might be it. Is Alpine. It's a little town on the way kind of past Jackson Hole. But their airport straddles just this last little bit here. This is actually the Idaho-Wyoming border. And it kind of goes around. But anyway, it's kind of cool. Maybe it's up here. That might be it right there. Yeah, because it's got that little part that sticks out. Oh, yeah, Chris. And the Norwegian cruise lines are actually one that I think look very interesting. So, yeah, definitely. Love to catch those. You're saying 5 weeks, okay. It's not a big country, but a long one, yes. Yeah. I think there's a lot of places in the world that would be fun to go see. Which is why part of my retirement plan is going to include continuing to work part-time to fund some of these adventures. I can let my pension kind of pay the bills, and anything on top of that will help me get my wife to those, mainly my wife, to those places she's wanted to be. Man, the Tetons look horrible right now, don't they? So soft. I do have my load distance turned way down, so those will perk back up, but that looks better out front. Well, gonna kind of see who's gone where, by the way. So this, again, I don't want to neglect the fact that this is a Virtual USA Flying Club event. If you have never heard of the Virtual USA Flying Club, basically what we are is a group of general aviation enthusiasts. I might level off here at 16. And our club is, our main goal of our club is to promote general aviation on the VATSIM network. So we really make it a point of emphasis to teach our members basically how to do GA stuff. And this is just one example. Like, how do I fly a bizjet from a controlled field to somewhere else that may or may not be controlled? If you have VATSIM or not. Sometimes we do. I did request ATC tonight, but they're not all, they're, you know, the controllers are not always able to be on a Thursday night. So, Conti's in. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Jet Pilot Cinnamon, by the way, is our founder. The Godfather. You're gonna run out of fuel? Oh no. Divert. You can always land an Alpine. And Guth Miller, taxi over to Guth Miller's house. He's got some extra Jet A. But yeah, basically, guys, if you've ever been, we got something weird happening here. If you have ever been interested in learning how to fly on VATSIM in a general aviation aircraft, but you've just been like a little bit intimidated or a little unsure or whatever, come join us. We'll show you how to do it. So I got some funky little, I want to go Moss then Dunor, and it's making me turn here for some reason. So I don't want that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to maybe go I tell you what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set my heading bug because I'm not sure what it's going to do to me here. I'm going to just activate the approach and we'll start going straight to Dunor, hopefully. Because I don't want to make that extra turn. Okay, heading bug set. That's on. Come down here. Activate approach. And, alright, good deal. That's taking us where we want to go. I'll go back to nav mode. And I can start to descend down to 11,000. Perfect. Perfect. Iowa Scotsman missing out on with some work again. Doggone it, Ron. That's all right. There's more. There's more. We do 3 to 4, sometimes 5 events. It's almost a weekly deal with us also, by the way. So summertime it gets a little sparser because things are, you know, people are doing stuff. But I think I have, do I have back-to-back events? But some of our events are intended to teach you how to interact with controllers, and other events actually are just the opposite. Like, we teach you how to fly to different spots and actually not talk to people. Those are kind of fun. Like we teach you how to fly these special transitions over busy airspaces, like you can fly right straight over the top of LAX and not talk to a single controller. It's really kind of fun. You can fly, you know, right up the heart of New York City in the Hudson, and again, there's ways that you can do it without talking to anybody. So we'll show you how to do all that. And the main thing I think that's awesome about our club is that there's so many real-world pilots. The JPC is a commercial pilot, and of the 800 members, I don't know, like, we should do a little bit of a poll there, but I'd have to say that at least a fourth of them have real-world experience, if not more. And I would say of those, most of those folks are still flying, like they're actively flying. So they really share some fantastic insight. Okay, I think I need to level off again here. I'm supposed to be above 12.8. Yeah, I think I screwed that up. Oh, hey, hello. Why are we not leveling off? 12.6. I'm 200 feet too low. Probably going to just hand fly this in. This looks like it's a nice day. Starting to make the turn.
vertical track.
All right, that's a 1 minute warning to the vertical track. Yep, there it is. And we are going to head down. We're heading to Zbiv, which is 11,000. So we can go ahead and rearm the vertical speed mode. Maybe I'll try to intercept, see how this goes. I haven't flown an ILS in this, a true instrument approach in this plane for a little while, so I'm going to do that. Okay, back down into descent mode. And I've actually set it to 8,000, which is where we need to be at 5.9 from the field, and that's where we pick up the glide slope. Okay, there's Jackson Lake, and we kind of come around this little hill here. Jackson Hole is right there. Right, show you a little, right about here is where I saw a black bear and a grizzly bear all on the same day. It's the only time that I've ever seen a bear in the wild. Okay, above 11 at Zbov. Let's level here. Get the speed down into flaps range. So yeah, lived my entire life in Wyoming, had never seen a bear in the wild. And then on one fishing trip, same day, saw two. saw both kinds of bears. All right, I don't know if this likes, I don't know what this likes. 232 then to 2. I'm gonna set it right there. Let's go to heading mode. Low field myself here, good fixins. We're gonna go ahead and go localizer. Ooh, I am currently above the glide slope. Start heading down again. Let's see if we can get caught up. I'm just gonna do about 1,500 here. And see if we can catch up to our glide slope. I'm cutting the corner just a little bit, so that's not the best way to catch up to your glide slope, by the by. Pro tip. Oh yeah, JPC, thank you. So one of the cool things we do every year is we have an air show, Virtual USA Flying Club air show, and this year it's going to be on the 12th. I need to make a radio call. Jackson Hole traffic, Lear 816, 20 miles north of the field, descending 10,000 inbound, runway 19er, Jackson Hole. But yeah, we do, I think it's a very, very good air show. We've got a professional MC that does custom liveries and sets up camera profiles so that you can follow the aircraft around as they're doing their thing and all the whatever aerobatics and all that good stuff. And this year we're adding, actually for the first time ever, we're adding some music. I think I have to go back to localizer mode, don't I? I think so. To capture the, I think I have to go there. Oh yeah, sure enough. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. And if you, again, if you just head over to our Discord, you'll see what we have. I think we have, do we have 18 different acts, including a couple of acts from like the virtual Blue Angels. JPC, tell me more about who we've got, because I won't do it justice. Let's do the glide slope here. But I'm going to be flying in the, well, I'm going to do the opening flyby in the SR-71. And then I'm going to hop into the Tomcat and do a routine later on. last year we had, well, the United States Virtual Navy, that's right, and the Virtual Air Force are joining us. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Last year we had just a blast. I mean, we had, I think the first year was cool, and the last year was our second year. We added so much to it. We have commercial breaks and the whole works. And our, I don't know if you guys know Jeffrey B, but Jeffrey B is our master of ceremonies, and so he does a world-class job, and it's just so entertaining and fun to listen to. So anyway, I think last year's event is out there, and if you just want to get a sense of it, we're full up this year. We've got all of our performer slots full, but it's something that maybe next year, if you're interested, you could be a part of. All right, so landing lights, I left those on because that's how they do it in the real world. Getting a little sloppy here. Jackson Hole traffic, Lear 816 is short final 19er, Jackson Hole. There's the 2024. Thank you, JPC. But we'd love for you to come by. Just check it out on the 12th. You can just tune in. We'll have several people that are streaming, but Jeffrey B's channel will be the main one that you want to watch because he's the guy that'll be, in the center of the action. And well, you can go watch that. You'll get a sense of it. But it's a great time, and definitely one of the highlights of the year. The other thing about the club that I think is pretty cool is we have a lot of controllers as well. So you get the perspective from both sides when you're learning how to do these different things. The pilot's perspective, the controller's perspective, all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Come on. Oh gosh. Wow, that was weird. Avert your eyes as I don't have the reversers armed. Didn't really matter, we were okay. I was kind of shook up over that, like, almost felt like the gear was collapsing or something. That was wild. I thought I set this guy down kind of nice and easy this time, but apparently not. All right, well, welcome back to Jackson Hole. Time to go get some pizza. Actually, that's what I had for dinner tonight. Mistakes were made, but that's okay. This was as much of a test flight as anything. This thing is working well. Got to get it back in the regular rotation. Jackson Hole traffic, Lear 816 is clear of 19er, Jackson Hole. Yep, Iowa Scotsman will be a part of it this year as well. Looking forward to seeing what you're going to fly. And again, guys, it's just, I don't know. I'm biased, I know. I think it's a pretty cool club. And just because we do have the name USA in the title does not mean that we're limiting you if you happen to be from outside of the U.S. The USA in the title is simply a reflection of where the club was started. We have lots and lots of folks from other countries that join up, and in fact, we have a lot of events that are at European friendly times as well. So yeah, if you're from out of town, don't be afraid to join in. Okay, so let's shut down, and then we're gonna switch over to the Beaver. Jeez, I left everything on, didn't I? Good Lord. I am the best pilot in the world. Windshield heat off, off, off. Oops, off, off. Off, 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 off. That's close enough. And Yes, sir. All right. So take 2 minutes if you need, guys. It's going to take me just a second to swap out. And I will meet you in Valdez, Alaska for the next leg. So I'm going to hop over to a little standby screen. I am here, but I'm going to be doing some boring stuff here in the background. So this will be a good time for you to kind of take a chance, stretch your legs out, refill the coffee, and I'll talk to you in a sec. Yeah, Conti, it's going to be great to have you. No doubt about that. You'll fit right in with our bunch of yahoos. All right, nearly there, guys. I just need to take a little stretch break myself, but I will be right back in 2 seconds. So we'll talk about where we're going and what we're doing. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. All right, I am back on VATSIM as well. All right, talk to you in a sec. Sorry, I wasn't there to watch. Good fixins. I'm really sorry. I was having a little code yellow situation there. I should have just left it at Jackson Hole though to watch you, man. Thanks for flying along, buddy. Here's where everybody flew, by the way, tonight. We had a couple guys go up to Friedman. It looks like we had somebody go to 29er Sierra. Uh-oh. We got fire heli guy right on top of us here. We had Bozeman, uniform 46. Very nice. That was Southern Butte for Sonante. There's another Friedman. Lima Gulf uniform. Very cool, very cool. And trying to see here. Yeah, and then of course we went to Sun Valley as well. So all in all, very good night. Whoever just jumped in there, cool, welcome. And let me show you what we've got planned for this one. I may not be able to show you everything here. So Valdez to Myrtle Cave Mudhole Smith. So this is where the Mudhole part of the mountains in the Mudhole comes. What a great name for Cordova there, Myrtle Cave Mudhole Smith. So ultimately, this is what we're gonna try and do. It's only about a 45-mile hop, but we are going to do a couple of things in the meantime, and one of them is up here, May Creek, MYK. This could be a challenging one because we are going to be sort of zigging and zagging, maybe do a little IFR, I follow rivers. And then we're going to come down and there's a place in here, I'm just roughly estimating it, that our friend Wookie has created. It's called Child's Glacier. 6AK4, and it's not, needless to say, it's not listed on here. This one could be, I actually think it's more like in here, like right in this area, neck of the woods. But this one might be covered up in snow. We may not be able to see it. So, actually, hold on. Well, anyway, I think it's up here. It could be back in here too. But the other problem we have is Cordova's a little bit socked in right now. Broken at 2,400, broken at 3, overcast at 5, and we're not exactly flying the most instrument rated aircraft in the world. Although, in terms of handling bad weather, this one ranks right up there. But that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna see what happens. I'm hoping and praying that I've got friends 40th anniversary enhancement mod installed correctly, because that does make a bit of a difference. It's certainly nice, but we're going to find out all the way around. So let me pull up. I didn't have checklist pulled up here. Sorry about that. And if we don't get to all these, then, the second flight is kind of that way, right? The second flight is sort of, we get to what we get to. Beaver. I don't see the beaver here. Where are you, de Havilland? Huh. I have somehow lost my checklist. All right, well, this will be fun. We're going to see if we remember how to do this. So I'm going to start by, let's come over here and let's see, all that's fine. GPS is in there. And yeah, all that stuff is fine. I don't think I can set I think that's all I have there, probably. Can I put you away? there a way to put you away? Maybe not. All right, so let's just get some fuel in. This is a notoriously thirsty girl. We're gonna go full on here. I just have some pilots. I don't really have anybody else flying along with me. We could turn this into a little bit of a cargo run, I guess, couldn't we? So you can do a cargo variant. Yeah, why not? We'll do cargo. And then as you add things to your airplane, right? So this will be how I know I've got the mod installed correctly, because as I add things to the aircraft, it should. Uh-oh. Nothing showed up. Is that not how you do it? I don't know. I don't know. I may very well not have this installed correctly, but I think I do. That's okay. But the fact that we don't get anything does... Oh, no, wait a second. Well, anyway, well, we're going to roll with it regardless. And I guess if it flies kind of funky, then we'll know something's wrong, and yeah, we'll try better. We'll try next time. So let's go rear tank here. We need booster pump. And actually we need battery first. And I think I have fuel pressure. Yes, I do. So no, it's kind of a shame because you don't even wobble pump this bad boy. You just kind of rock and roll. Okay, I've got the propeller cracked. Mixture is full. Rich, I almost think you don't throw the prop in until you get fired up, but let's see. Yeah, the engine start procedure is a little simpler than the Thuranda, which is not the worst thing in the world, honestly. But all right, and yeah, no fancy schmancy GTN 750XI in this bad boy. We just got a regular 530. But I think we can put in, might not be a horrible idea to put in I can't even put in. Does this not even have the working title? Oh boy. Maybe it's not going to be worth our time. I was just going to put in the first destination field here to have a rough idea of where we're going. PAVD, oops. Okay, Valdez to MYK. Let's see if she's even in the database here. With some of these sceneries, of course, like this one's on the sectional, so you expect it to be in the database. Child's Glacier could very well be a figment of Wookiee's imagination, so you know, we may not get that one, but that's okay. Salt Lake Center comes on now. Talk on it. Well, he did tell me, the guy that I requested it from said, you know, I'll do my best, but on a Thursday night, it's probably not going to happen. But, well. Okay, so this is a pretty good little trek. 103 miles? Really? Really? I mean, really? Yeah, 103 miles. Wow, this is a little bit longer than I thought. Okay. Yeah, this might be a little longer flight than I intended, but that's okay. We'll see if we can get ourselves in there. I thought I did. Yeah, I hope he's not coming on 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Well, I gave him the entire event brief, so I mean it was all there, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. 2290 is our frequency. Oh, I did learn something about this airplane that I forgot about. There's that, and we will be in ALT mode, and I forgot the clinky sound that you're hearing. It's that thing. I don't remember who it was that told me that. It might have been Steve-O. Steve 0909er, if you're still here. I think it was you that told me that. Well, JPC, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what besides giving him all the information and confirming with him a few different times. I'm not sure what else I could have done for the guy, but all right. I need my, what the, do I not have anything? I don't have anything set for, but I'll take the heat for it. If that's what happens, I'll take the heat for it. I don't mind. So, all right, we're good there, and yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll here. Valdez traffic, Beaver, November 11816. Oh crap, where am I going? Wind's 280 at 12. So I want runway 24. Beaver 11816 be on taxi runway 24, Valdez. Don't have my stuff pulled up here on Navigraph. Yeah, I hope so too. I don't want him like I don't want that guy to log in, go to all the trouble of getting all set up and logged in, then have nobody there to fly. So we're just going to hang a right and make our way down there. Let's do it. God, do I remember how to run this thing? Maybe. Parking brake is released. Seems kind of quiet. Does it seem quiet to you guys? Do I have headphones in accidentally? Maybe. SIP sounds are turned up kind of where they normally are. I don't know. Does feel a little quieter. Okay, so Valdez, by the way, if you go to try to download this freeware scenery, it says it's not available. And the reason why it's not available is because it's now just a part of, it's one of the included airports in one of the world updates. So, kind of cool. Local boy does good. I don't know who made it, but it's a nice rendition. There is a payware Valdez that looks absolutely fantastic as well, but this is not bad. A little heli landing area there. And okay. Might get my bearings here and see what it is we're going to be doing here. Once I get flying, maybe I'll set the autopilot and just check and see if it's anybody that's expecting it, and just let them know that yeah, we're kind of wrapped up. Okay, down we go. All right. right, awesome. So I've got the altimeter set. We are going to need this first leg here. The plan is to kind of try to get out here to the river past Thompson Pass, and then there's this little cutoff, and then slide up this river here and follow that all the way in. I'm not going to try to straight shoot this guy, but I am going to try it. So we're going to be departing. We're going to hang left. We're going to have to kind of come up the river a little bit. We don't want the first turn, although if we did take this first turn, we'd still end up okay. We've went this way before, but we're going to try to get up this river and then turn here at whatever this little Mount Teakle is, and just take this little short jog right there. That's the plan. Okay, all right. Let's rock and roll. Valdez traffic, Beaver 816, departing 24. We'll be left hand downwind back to the east. Valdez. Everything, of course, here is weather dependent, and so yeah, we're going to go as far as we can. If we start to get to the point where we feel like we're, you know, kind of socked in or whatever, like, we can either come back here or we can attempt to maybe go to Valdez, or sorry, to Cordova. If none of those work, we're kind of in a little bit of a situation because there's not a lot of places around here that you can divert to. So here we go. Let's see if we can keep from ground looping this guy. Nice and easy. With a bit of a crosswind. There's 80 and we're flying. RPM's back in the green. Okay, flaps coming up. Try to get clear of the airfield, then we'll make our turn up the river. You can see it's still proper winter up here, by the way. So, you know, we also have to keep that in mind. We may get to where we're going and it might be so snowy that we can't tell. I did load in, and I thought that May Creek looked fine. Child's Glacier was the one that I think might be a little tough. Might be just a bit too snow covered. Valdez traffic. Beaver 816 is turning left crosswind. We'll be departing the area up the river to the east. Valdez. That's a rock solid radio call if I've ever heard one. There's our river. We'll just head up and whoops, what in the okay, thought I got rid of you. That's weird. What in the name of de Havilland's going on here? All right, so I'm doing a little double duty here. JPC, did you check to see? Oh, okay. I guess we have a couple guys still flying. I don't know. They did throw up an ATIS Harry. I don't recognize this name, JPC. So I don't know if he's just somebody that volunteered to help or what. But yeah, well, I'll try to touch base with the guy with the SLC events coordinator. You're not too worried about? All right. Well, I won't worry about that. And away we go. So I need... looks like about 3,500 will get me kind of up the river here. If I was wanting to go straight over the top, I would need 8,000. Looks like 8,000, which we could definitely do, but there's no sense in getting carried away if we don't have to. Plus, we get to look around a little bit here, which is kind of nice as well. Should probably put the pitot heat on. Beacon needs to come on. Strobe. Boy, I've been horrible at external lights today, guys. What is my deal? Nah. I don't know. There we go. There's 3.5. There's us. There's the beaver in its natural habitat. The wilds of Alaska. Beavers in the mountain, man. That's just what you like to see. Oh, the count was 13. Okay, thank you, JPC. I was looking at that during the break, and I will make sure to update that. Appreciate you flying along, buddy. That was good. I enjoyed it. Did you stream yours by chance? I'd love to see what that Beach 18 looks like. Alright, so we can come off here and try to go 26 and 19. Oh yes, you rated me. That's right. Ah, dude. Forgive me. Forgive me, for I am at the end of the school year and my brain is no longer working. I'm going to go watch the VOD tonight, though. That'll be fun. Fun to see. Tell you what, we're clipping right along here at 130 miles an hour, so that 100-mile leg will not be as long as I think, even though we're going to be zigging and zagging a little bit here. All right, well, sweet. Don't even have anybody I can tune into for chatter right now. We're just going to kind of have to keep each other company along the way. Again, we're flying from Valdez, Alaska, up to a little place called May Creek. By the way, I found something kind of cool for you Microsoft 2024 people. See if I can locate it here. I was really pumped to find this, and I was going to use this for this trip especially, until I discovered that it was for Flight Sim 2024 only. But I'm going to share it with you anyway, just because it has a bunch of the airports that are in that area. I think it has 3 or 4 airports, including McCarthy. Well, actually, no, I take it back. McCarthy is a separate airport that this same developer created. But he has taken the sandbars along the river and cleaned it up so you can do some sandbar landing. And he has tidied up the trail system in the area so that you're able to take your Juice Goose or whatever ATV that you fancy. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought that looked really outstanding, and again, it's only for 2024, so we don't have it. But the one thing about up here, What I have noticed is some of the rivers and the roads can have a little bit to be desired. This stuff doesn't look too bad. Of course, it's frozen right now, so we probably wouldn't have been doing a lot of sandbar hopping anyway. But anyway, you like doing a little McCarthy, Alaska, Edge of Alaska. I don't know, guys, if you remember that TV show from a while back. That was all about the town of McCarthy. And a very, very remote section of the world, no doubt about that. All right, keeping an eyeball here. Emptying that rear tank out to begin with. And kind of hitting our first little potential terrain issue. I think 3,500 though is okay with where we're at. And actually we need to go this way, don't we? I think. Yeah, because we're coming up on Thompson Pass. Now, what's Thompson Pass? What's the elevation here? 2798. So, yeah, we're okay to go through it. We're at 3,700, so we're good. We're 1,000 above. Coming up, there should be a little bit of a lake here, and the actual Thompson Pass, I don't know if this is just a weather station, but there's a cool webcam up in this area, the Thompson Pass webcam. Nice, I love it. I love it. Almost looks like a little bit of an airstrip here, doesn't it? I don't know if it is or not. Boy, that looks very, what does Slant Alpha call that? Suspiciously airstrippy. Alright, there's that little lake, and we're on track here. We just got to kind of keep going. Yeah, I think that's maybe an actual airport there, you guys. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's right here. I don't know. I don't know how to read my sectional right now. But it's got to be an airport. K55. Kilo 55. Yeah, so it is. It is. Oh, actually, no. Duh. I've been here. Yeah, this is it. This isn't the water. This is the actual... Yeah, the actual airstrip. Duh. We've been here before. We've done a little Bush League backcountry flying in this neck of the woods. Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, all right, it's all starting to come back now, boys. Heck yeah. Oops. I didn't get that screenshot saved here. Alt, print screen. Got to share that picture on the Flight Sim Photos page. What the? All right, one more. Third time's the charm. There we go. That's going to work. There we go. Lovely. So the next right-hand turn will be the turn we want. That will take us over to the, I don't know what river, the Copper River.
Susie!
Well, hello there's them's my shoes. Welcome. I forgot to do a little custom welcome for Jet Pilot Cinnamon as well. I hope I didn't miss anybody else. But I've been a little busy. How are you, Kev? Happy Thursday. We're doing de Havilland stuff right now up in Alaska. Blue Pitch, welcome. What's up, my man? I can help you out with that, sir. Look at that gorgeous bird. I do have to kind of peek over here every now and again. In fact, I can even do this. You guys can get rid of my mug too if you want. I gotta work on some custom liveries for this old girl. Ah, yes sir, yes sir. Welcome to Alaska, everybody. Stopping in for a moment, sitting around the fire with... Oh, get back out there, Kev. Come on. We can catch up later on, brother. Oh, I totally agree. Nothing quite like a trench run. Sometimes it's fun to see if you can coax enough power out of it to get up and over the top of an 8,000-foot ridge. Yep, hello to the family, Kevin. And have a s'more for me, buddy. Thanks for checking in, dude. I actually got to spend a little time outside myself tonight. Didn't have a fire pit going, but got out in the back porch and sat on the chairs for a little while. Got to visit with my wife while the dinner was cooking. I have grilled a few times. It's been really nice. The mock loop or whatever that's called, Blue Pitch. Yeah, that looks pretty amazing. I would agree. And I tell you what, nothing like the sound of these big radials to make you want to go to bed. Might be the worst thing for the second trip here. Maybe we'll just head up to May Creek and call it good. I do have to work tomorrow. One last half day, folks. You can believe it. And then the school year is out, and that's a career for me. Time for the next chapter. Captain Crash, you still have 3 weeks? Oh my goodness. Welcome in. Cap, good to see you. I am retiring from teaching and coaching. Gonna see what else is out there. I've done it my whole life, outside of a few random jobs here and there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting. I may have to set it down on the glacier, take a little nap. But yep, hanging it up, hanging the old chalk up. Gonna take a little time. It'll be nice. You know, the one thing that is kind of a stereotype of teachers is, you know, how Now they have this long break, you know, the summer break, June, July, August, right? That's people joke about, oh, that's the best thing about teaching. The 3 best things about teaching is June, July, and August. I'm like, well, okay. But most teachers don't take those months off. That's when they go get their second job. And for me, that's always been either coaching or, you know, if I was an administrator for a while, or summer school. Taught summer school for several summers. So this June is going to be amazing because it's the first time I've actually had a month of June off ever in my 30-year career. Yeah, you're in the same boat. You did that part first, then decided to stay closer to home. Yeah, I got you. Just either way, right? It's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm still pretty young, and I'm only 56, so I've got lots of good years left in me. And there's got to be somebody out there looking for a dude that's sort of good at a lot of things, but not really great at any one thing. I don't know. We shall see. All right, we're in this little cutoff here, and looks like our GPS is kind of showing it a little bit, although it's hard to tell. But I am going to try to climb because I do think we've got a little bit of altitude to contend with here as we climb up. The Copper River is a little higher up than the whatever we were. Still, that's right. Still full of something. I don't know what I'm full of. Just depends on the day. Good to see you, Captain Crash. Alright, descending. Let's trim up just a bit here. I don't need to go crazy, but I think I'd like to get back up to, I think I'm only at 2,800 right now. Let's try to get back up to 3,500 at least. And I've got a little power I can put in too if I need. Lean out just a bit. Yeah, I'm seeing this little ridge line right here thinking I got to get going. And yeah, if the background gets more covered up by the foreground, yeah, you won't clear the ridge. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've heard that. The missionary bush pilot guy talks about that. That's one of the ways he judges if he can make a ridge line. But yeah, what he's talking about, guys, right here, if this is growing faster than this is growing, you're in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, that's a very good trick. Okay, we're coming up. So we're going to be turning north here in just a moment. And yeah, I think we're okay. According to the MSA, I'm fine, but it does definitely look a little taller than, especially this part of it looks a little taller than where I'm at right now. Okay, there's 3,500 again, and we're going to turn right up that little valley here, and we'll have one more right-hand turn to make. Whoops, and then we'll be into May Creek. We'll see kind of how we're feeling, I guess, after that, and you know, here in another half day, I'll probably be a little bit more apt to staying up late. Yeah, it's a little different when you know you don't have to get up the next day. If this was Friday night, be no question. We'd keep it rolling, baby. That's looking nice down there. This is one of those rivers that's so big, I think it's almost like a lake also. You know what I mean? Like part of it's probably thought of as a lake. Kind of looks like a little Galassia right here though, doesn't it? Alright, so there's 4,000. I think we can level off now. $26 and $19 should do us just fine. Yeah, we're a little froze up still up here, aren't we? Looks kind of funky, but I appreciate that they're at least trying to put snow out there. I do like the seasons, man. That was the one thing about X-Plane that I was missing. The ortho looked cool and all in X-Plane 11, but it was always spring. Eternal spring. We were just reminiscing, Captain Crash, about all of our past flight sim recollections. How everything seems better, you know, like it was always better back in the day, and then when you go back and look, it really wasn't. Some things were, but it's amazing how far flight sim has come just in the 10 years or so that I've really been getting back into it. You remember the pride of flying in the Terminal Realities FLY? I don't know what that is. Terminal Realities Fly? I don't know what that is. Is that a sim? Is that a different, like an early sim? What is that exactly, Crash? Oh, cool. Yeah, the Hawker. Nice. Nice. I don't even remember the first sim. I'm sure it was Microsoft Flight Sim something, right? Because that was like one of the OGs. But I actually got back into Flight Sim. Oh, heck. Like I say, it was 10 years or so ago. I started flying a little free sim called, at the time it's called Google Earth Flight Sim. And now I think it's, no, it was called Google, I don't remember. Now I think it's GEFS, Google Earth Flight Sim. Anyway, they're still around, and they've come a long way. But that's what kind of got me back into it. All right, I'm gonna check this out, Crash. FLY was 1999. Nice. Wait. Wait a second. This is what I got. That is realistic, man. I don't think that's what you meant to send me, but... Oh, that's because the link didn't have FLY with the, yeah, sorry. That's why. It takes me a minute, Crash, but I get it eventually. Oh, heck. There it is. Alright, there we go. Whoops, crap. Where'd you go? Flight simulator video game. Yep. Oh, that is nice. That really does look... I mean, for 1999, that looks quite nice, actually. I'll be darned. Huh. That's pretty cool. So the GOFS is now, this is what it is now. And it was based, what I liked about it is it was based off of global satellite images. And so, and it had a bunch of aircraft. And like I say, they've really, it's come a long way, because it didn't used to have clouds, and it didn't really used to have multiplayer, and now it looks pretty nice. It was also free at the time, so that was, yeah, but you can see, like, it's pretty cool. They've done a nice job. They even had their own kind of like team speak, so that they could provide ATC, and they had training for ATC. It was like, it was a little bit ahead of its time. It wasn't pre-VATSIM, because I think VATSIM's been going for a long time, right? But it was my first experience ever with live ATC, and I loved it. I was like, holy cow, that's incredible. Alright, so I gotta check here, see where we're at. I think we're getting close to, like, right around here is going to be our turn. And luckily, it looks like it is getting a little greener. I think the elevation kind of goes down a bit. So that'll be nice. We still have 30 miles or so to run. And, yeah, we'll see kind of how it shakes out. But I'm thinking, based on sort of how I'm feeling, this probably will be the final leg tonight. I'm kind of bummed that we're not making it all the way down, back down to Mudhole. But I'm hitting the wall just a little bit, as if you guys can't tell. Whoop, little bit of a scenery issue on the water down there, but yeah, I know there's lots of challenges up here with the imagery, and then it's hard for the flight sim to kind of come to terms with that, so you get some weird, like, tearing that you're seeing on the water there. As a result, there's lots of water fixes and terrain fixes and things like that that you can find on the TO, which is really nice. How we doing on fuel, by the way? Alright, that
Howdy,
rear tank
Texas
is getting down there. TFB. Hello, amigo. Great to see you, sir. Welcome. TFB, I'm a half day away from joining you in the semi-retired club. Unlike you, I'm not taking a trip to the Virgin Islands or wherever, Costa Rica. I don't have any plans until the end of June, and I'm going to scenic Providence, baby, which is going to be just as fun, if not funner, more funner. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So any helpful tips, let me know. I'm looking for them. Oh, you're coming up full time first week of June. So like here just in a couple weeks. All right, very nice. Well, there you go, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Captain Crash said, "Oh, your ID is 6 digits long," and TFB said you have a 6-digit VATSIM ID as well. All right. What? I don't know what my VATSIM. I think it's 6. Let's see. What is it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have mine's 7. That's sim ID. Don't steal my identity here. Your original was 919. Oh my lord! So 6 digits means you're earlier than my 7 digits. I got it. So that's just like I'm the 1,326,549th dude. Okay.
There it is.
Ibanez. Hey, buddy. Hey, Jesus. What's up, misbehaved bee? Welcome, Raiders. It's Bane's Raid. Nice to see you. I was.
Welcome to Pop Culture.
Kino, thanks for the follow. Ibanez, I was coming over to watch you, but your stream title scared me off, man. It had some adult language in it, so I was a little scared off. It was edgy though. I liked it. Sleazy, my friend, what's going on? I just chuckled. It was drawing me in. It did its job. It was drawing me in. So I did. Don't tell anybody, but I came in and lurked for just a little bit.
Welcome to Pop Culture.
Hey, I appreciate the follow, Illini State Aviation. Great to have you on board. Welcome.
Welcome to Pop Culture.
Welcome to Alaska. You were what? Almost a 27-hour stream? What an absolute animal. Holy moly. Sleazy, I will indeed be at Expo. Misbehaved B, thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, how about these mountains here? Yeah, we just kind of flew through a little bit of snowier section. We're heading up. I don't know if you guys know where McCarthy is, kind of in the southeastern corner of Alaska. Basically, it's not quite the end of the world, but you can see it from there. Actually, what they would say is McCarthy's not the end of the world, but how you get to McCarthy is you go to the end of the world and you keep going another 30 miles, and then there's McCarthy. Ibanez, that's awesome, man. I am honored to be called that. I am honored. There's two things. There's 2 titles that are the most honorable to me, and one of them for my entire career is to be called coach. Like, that's like being called a doctor to me. So anybody can call me coach. I always feel good about that because I've just coached all my life. But now being called Uncle Melvin, it doesn't get better than that. It's been good, man. It's been good. So I'm only 24 hours away from, I'm almost to 27 hours. It's going good. We flew the updated LearJet from Jackson Hole to Friedman Memorial and back, and then we hopped in this guy. We're slowly reinstalling Microsoft 2020, and so this is the first time flying the Beaver, and things are going well. Actually, all the aircraft I'm reinstalling are functioning very, very well, and I'm trying to just go nice and easy on all the additional libraries, so I think that's helped kind of keep things simple. I've adopted the continuum rule of delete after flight airports. So basically anything, so I have 2 new rules. Since you didn't ask, I'm going to go ahead and explain it anyway, because that's what I do. That's what old guys do. We just give you information even if you don't want it. But uh-oh, outdoor Tory. Anyway, we've all right, hold on. Oh yeah, so Conti says he types that too. I love it. Anyway, here's my 2 new rules. and one of them is Continuum inspired. So number one is I'm no longer downloading any scenery that requires an additional library. So I know that Dave's 3D people and windy things and all that stuff is really cool and all, but I like that was a big part of I think why my sim finally spit the bit is I had like I don't even know how many libraries. And as you guys all know, if there's one thing that doesn't get updated correctly or whatever, whether it's a livery or a library or something, like it'll bunch the whole thing up. So I don't do that anymore. But then the second thing is unless it's a payware, if I'm going to fly it, I'll put it in the delete after flight folder. I'll stream it, I'll fly it, and then I get rid of it right away so I don't have a bunch of extra sceneries sitting out there. And you can always go back and grab them later. So that I think that was a very, very wise piece of advice that I have employed. So yeah, anyway, that's it. And it's amazing how fast Microsoft Flight Sim loads up now. Because I only have about 6 airplanes and about 10 sceneries, and like no additional libraries, and it's just like boom, hey ho, it's like I remember it used to be. Now if I could get X-Plane 12 to play as nicely, we'd have something.
There it is.
I love this time of night. Here, Luck. Hi, buddy. How are you, man? Bonsoir. Happy Friday, my friend. One of the things I think I look forward to most about maybe slowing down a little bit and being retired is being able to maybe stay up a little bit later on and you know, fly and kind of do almost like a little West Coast time, you know. It's 9 o'clock my time, which is not super late, but it is when you have to get up like at 5:30 in the morning, right, to go to work. I like my mornings, though. I'm like super productive in the morning. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Pure Luck, what were you up to tonight? We're heading up to a little tiny airstrip next to McCarthy, Alaska called May Creek, and I think we're getting close. I think it's just around the hill here. What do I know about May Creek, though? That's the thing. What do I know about this aerial puerto? Looks like we've got a 2,700 foot turf gravel runway in good condition. Runway 13 or 31. And absolutely zero idea what the wind is doing. It was very much favoring a westbound departure back in Valdez, but holy moly, I mean, how many different crevasses and ridge lines and stuff, it could be doing anything up here. Probably, if I had to guess, the wind's probably funneling right up this ridge line, so that would indicate to me that I would probably be wanting to turn around and I'd want to turn around. No, nobody saw that, by the way. And land back on runway 31. Nobody saw nothing. Oh, you guys. Everybody should be lucky enough to find something that makes them laugh on a Thursday night. But anyway, what is this 22-9er And that's what I'm in right now. What do I have? 33 miles? Shoot, perfect. Perfect. But yeah, I'm really torn about when I'm going to start flying, because I love my VAT sim events, which that occurs kind of in the evening, you know, mostly. But I'm sure that it would be nice if I was a little bit more freed up when my wife got off work. So does that, you know, do I have one of two choices, right? It either means I stream during the day, which is not a bad option because you can catch VAT sim events outside the U.S., that's a lot of fun. I don't get to do that as much as I'd like. Or you can stay up late, wait till she goes to bed, and come do like a little, like a midnight run thing. I don't know. We'll see. It's some of the many tough choices I have to make coming up here, guys. You think retirement planning is easy? Let me tell you, it's not.
Welcome to Chapter 2.
Got a follow from XOs _B. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Speaking of follows, so guys, my next stream is actually going to be a celebration. We just crested the 1,800 follower mark just a week or so ago. And so I have an entire 18 themed celebration stream that's going to take place on Saturday. It was going to be at 1800 Zulu, but I had something come up, so that part kind of got messed up. But it's going to be at 2200 Zulu now. I had to back it up 4 hours, but we've got some flights planned. We got some scenery giveaways planned, and we are gonna, for the first time ever, we're gonna play 18 holes of golf on the free World Golf Tour WGT app. So hopefully you can swing by and say hi and hang out. I'd like to do a foursome. We're gonna be playing the old course there. We're gonna be flying from Dublin to Edinburgh, and then Edinburgh to Dundee, and then we're gonna be playing 18 at St. Andrews. So I have one guy that's already signed up to play as part of the foursome, but I have spots for 2 more. So if you are a World Golf Tour person, WGT, message me, and you're interested in playing 18 holes, message me, and I will make sure that you're included, and you can be a part of our little 18-hole golf celebration. Iowa Scotsman, I think you're right. In fact, I know you're right, because the list has already started, and normally that's not a big thing, because when summer hits, that's what happens. I have my list of things I put off until summer, right? And my wife has a lot of those that are on there as well. But this one has got a different feel to it. It's got a lot more. The word project is being thrown around a little bit more than normal. You know, it's not just the typical clean up, organize, you know, sort. Like, those are things that are on my normal summer list. There's a lot more project-based, long-term sort of visionary things that are that are out there. So I'm a little scared, if I'm being honest. Yeah, WGT.com. It's a free to play, unless you're Rob Valkyrie. Rob Valkyrie, like, he dropped like $500 on equipment because you can purchase upgrades. And so, anyway, that's why he kind of kicks my butt. Project-based cleaning. Tell me you're a teacher without telling me you're a teacher. Yes. I'm just waiting for my wife to show me the rubric on which I'll be graded. Oh, shoot. My brain has been eternally warped by the educational system. First as a student and then as a teacher. So, yeah, there's no going back. Getting close, you guys. Oh, okay, we're at 5,000. Oh, goodness. May Creek is 1,681 feet, and we are most likely going to, well, you know what? I shouldn't say. This could potentially be one of those, like, you have to land east and depart west deal. So it might be a land 1-3 and depart 3-1 situation. How's my compass here? 060, and oh, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. So it gets a little gyro drift up here sometimes. You know.
Welcome to Chapter 2.
Avian 34. Thanks. What's going on? My name is Brant, by the way. Welcome to the Melvin Leroy channel. Melvin was my grandpa, and so I've named the channel after him. I can't help but think that he would get an absolute kick out of all the stuff that we can do in a simulator now. I mean, he was a real world pilot, old World War II guy, but he kind of had a little sneaky nerdy side to him. Like they had a simulator at the airport that he liked to hang out at, and it was like a Cessna panel, right? So it just had a yoke and like the 6-pack, and I think it probably had the 3 or 2. It might have even just been 2 levers for the throttle and mixture. But he liked that kind of stuff, and even though he passed away long before computers or anything like that, right? He kind of was into that stuff. He was a carpenter and a musician, and as well as a town handyman. He could fix anything. And anyway, I often wonder, like, what he would think of, you know, like even the little simple setup that I have right now. I think he would really get a kick out of it. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just kind of putting content out there, hanging out with friends, and I save all my stuff to YouTube, and I'm gonna share it with my own grandkids someday, and let them just be a connection, right? It's a way I can stay connected to my grandpa, and hopefully they can stay connected to me as well. So anyway, it's been cool. All right, enough of that. Let's get ourselves lined up. Yeah, I think, you know, there's this perception, I think, that old people don't like technology, and to an extent I think it's true, but I think old aviators, I don't know, maybe they would look at this and scoff and say, why are you doing that when you could be flying the real thing? You know, that could very well be as well. So I don't know. I think what I would show them is the price of what it takes to fly these days versus what it costs to sim, and then maybe they would understand. But yeah, what I wouldn't give to have, you know, a video of my grandpa, you know, to just, even if it's just playing in the background. So I hope that's someday what my grandkids can have. I've got 3 of them right now, and maybe one day they'll be fixing breakfast for their own kids and have one of their papa's old flying videos going, hearing me talk about them. I should probably make a radio call 15 miles out. May Creek traffic, Beaver 11816 is 15 miles west at 4,600. We're inbound Bay Creek traffic. Pause for effect when you don't know what to say. Well, the one thing about this, I think we're going to be okay in terms of finding the airport. It's not, there's really no snow to speak of. Man, I kind of want to go do some sandbar hopping. I think this is the river that they cleaned up in that link I shared, you guys. So if you're a Flight Sim 2024 user, there's a freeware scenery package out here where the dev is like cleaned up just miles and miles of the two rivers that go through. I think this is Sitna River here, and just has provided a bunch of sandbar opportunities if you like that kind of stuff. Best I can tell here, guys, is we are kind of at the base of this mountain range. So I think I'm feeling like I'm going to make a right-hand base to 1-3, because I don't think it's really set up unless we can kind of come up this way and make a right-hand pattern to 3-1. But if it's there's the nearest weather station is clear back at Thompson Pass, so that's not going to give us accurate wind info. A guy could fly over the field, I guess, and see. Maybe we'll do that. We'll got to find it first. We're sort of just using the magenta cheat code here to help us out. This will be the last stop of the evening, by the way, folks, so I do appreciate you being here, and we'll kind of wrap it up. We aren't going to make it. We were going to try to stop at Child's Glacier and then also take it all the way down to Cordova, but I have just hit the wall. So I'm going to call it here once we get into May Creek. Pretty nice day to fly overall up here. Cordova, which is over the mountain range and kind of closer to the ocean, is a little socked in. So that's probably another good reason to maybe call it right here. 11:15 on the East Coast. Last day of school tomorrow. That's us too. Yeah, cool. All right, you're heading to bed? Okay, my friend.
Bye.
Enjoy your final day of school. I'll be celebrating with you. We're out at 12:30, I think. Short day tomorrow. Heck, no telling what I'll do in the afternoon. Maybe a little bonus. Maybe I'll hop in and fly with Conti. No, he usually starts, well, it might be about that time. His stream starts right at about the time my last class period starts. And so I'm usually, it's kind of funny. It's almost like clockwork. I'm sitting down, I'm taking attendance. So I have Discord up, and I get the little red dot. I'm like, oh yeah, it's that time, baby. Last hour, Conti stream. So I'll pull it up and just kind of work and lurk a little bit. Have it on mute. One of my little traditions there. Yep. See you later, Avian. Maybe see you on Saturday. Yeah. I'm guessing, guessing that there's a actual creek that goes right through here, so I'm thinking that our airport is right in between this little range. So I think we'll overfly it kind of west to east, take a look at anything down there that would indicate wind, And maybe terrain. Oh. If there's a terrain situation that requires us to land one way or the other, I don't even know. $3,000's probably pretty good altitude. Roughly flyover altitude. Hey, correct traffic. Green and White Beaver is 4 miles west of the field at 3,000. We're going to overfly and determine the wind and direction of landing. May Creek. Yeah, I think it's opening up just a little bit there. So maybe the terrain's not going to be as much of a factor as I thought. No, this is kind of, I don't know. Again, all I've done is spawn in, so I know the field's there, but I didn't really have a chance to look around at the surrounding area any. So this could be kind of fun. Oh, I'm way off. Where am I going? I'm over here. I gotta hang a bit of a left-hand turn here. Thank you, Magenta cheat code. Alright, now we're a little more lined up. Part of me is kind of disappointed. I was hoping it was tucked in there somehow. Oh well, it's alright. Oh, Captain Crash. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep up the good work, my friend. Ah. Aha. Man, I tell you what, that's pretty dang awesome. I think I tried to pull a little bit of that into I think we're down in here somewhere. So that was one of the classes I taught was geometry. And we were pretty limited, right? Like ours was Euclidean geometry, which is basically everything that you need to know about flat surfaces. But there's so many things out. Oh, wait a second. What's this? This might be us. Ah, well, that's us. And I see logs. All right, cool. All right, we're going to come back and go. All right. Maker traffic. Beaver 816 is overflying the field 3,200. We're going to make a right 360 and again see if we can figure out what the wind's doing. May Creek. Second thought. The May Creek traffic. Beaver 816. We're going to make a right 180 and land runway 31. May Creek. Yeah. But anyway, every time I tried to introduce anything that was non-Euclidean, my poor kids were just like, they wanted to learn. They really did. Like they were into it. But outside of about 3 or 4 of them, they just were like, what? What? Alright, got a couple notches of flaps. May Creek traffic. Beaver 816 is turning final runway 31. May Creek. It gets kind of trippy if you, like everybody is used to, a plane that's a flat surface, right? And if you, crap, I'm probably not gonna go find my airport now. It's over there. And if you just have a flat surface as your airport, or as your plane, then everything that you've learned about geometry makes sense, right? Like triangles all add up to 180 and yada yada yada. Well, if you change your crap, make Rick traffic could be rate 16. Overflying the field one more time. This time, gonna make left pattern, runway 31. Make Rick. Is that us? That's not us. Where are we? Is this us? That's not us. This is us. I have no idea where we are. This is us. All right, there we go. All right, but it's fun to experiment with that. Like, what if your plane was shaped like a globe, like a sphere, like the world, right? Like latitude and longitude lines are parallel, but they're not parallel in the same way that they're parallel if a plane is flat, if the world's flat. You know. Anyway, it's those conversations will kind of be things I do miss about teaching. But if they could just see beyond what they're learning right now, and they're always so, you know, like, when am I ever going to need this stuff, you know? And I'm like, man, if I could just get you to see a little bit further into the future, like with what the stuff you're working on, Captain Crash, like that's the end result, man. If you learn all this mumbo jumbo in high school, then you get to do like really, really cool modeling stuff later on in real life as part of your job. And some will. Most may never think about geometry again, which is, you know, I get that. It's the way I was with a lot of classes in high school. Same with physics. Yeah, like you got to go through those fundamental learning things. God, I'm way off somehow. I am way off because I thought it was 1-3 and 3-1, but now I'm currently going. Where am? Oh, I'm on a. I should be on a. Not quite on a downwind. I think the terrain is scaring me off a little bit here, you guys. Let me go a couple more notches of flaps. I should be just right over there. Oh, see, I think I'm okay. I don't have a lot more I can go though for my downwind. I'm gonna just try to take it up as far as I can. I definitely should be probably landing this way because it's more uphill. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna pull forward. I gotta get some altitude here and try somehow to get on the downwind. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna just fly out, come back in the other way, land 1-3. Is that me or is that the fake me? That might be. This here maybe is me, because this is the one that fake. Yeah, there we are. Make Rick traffic, Beaver rate 16. Turn and final, runway 31, Make Rick. There we go. Wow, that was hard to find. Probably would have been better coming the other way, wouldn't it have? Okay, down we go. Flaps are set. Fuel is on the fullest tank. Gear welded switches, landing switches are on, or light switches are, all that stuff is on. Whatever. Gum. Kind of a, that was kind of a, check. Switches, mixture, prop, undercarriage, fuel. A little quick here, I think, but I'm gonna blame Conti for my bad habits. Ooh, a little bit of bumpity bump. Part of that, I think, is my alpha. I think my alpha's getting a little noisy. Yeah, like right at the end there, that just hosed me. And it's not, that's not a downdraft or anything. That's just my alpha not working right anymore. Now I'm screwed. Ugh, just about looped it, just about looped it. Alright. That wasn't the prettiest in the world, but that's probably probably a good indication of why this should be my last flight right now. Is things are getting a little sketchy. But let's go check out. This is May Creek. Again, I've linked the scenery over in my Discord if you're interested in a fun little place to fly. I think there was, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, outhouse. I wonder if the interior of the outhouse is modeled. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's shut her down. I don't think I'm going to push my luck with any more flying business. Radios, all that stuff, off, and off. Bat, alt, good. Fuel, magnetitos. All right, let's take a look. We just, we can't just come here and, oh, look at those. Those are some fancy logs, man. Wow. Ooh. Oh, I thought maybe they were collidable. All right, let's go check out anything else over here before we go anywhere. The big pile of logs. Lots of this guy's doing some logging over here. Ooh, wait a second. We got a little house. Nope, just more logs. All right. Yeah, guy's done some work though to clear out this much, right? You're gonna have a lot of logs on the ground. Some tall old trees. Nice that he's brought a couple of runway signs from the mainland there. Okay, what do you think? Are we fully modeled? Wait a second, slow my camera down here a little bit. Fully modeled. Oh, dang. Bummer. Immersion ruined. I was hoping for like flushable toilets and all that good stuff. It's a fancy log. I'm both impressed and a little disappointed that no one's made a log joke yet, and an inappropriate log joke. Here's your next try. Oh, he's got a little bit of frost on it, don't they? What the heck? That's nice. That's nice. All right, I thought we had something else down here. There we go. We got cones. Mike Stein would be happy with the cones. We got the little beat up Oldsmobile Buick. Think you hate it now. Wait until you drive it. All right, we got another Another outhouse here. Hoping for the best, you guys. Man. Nope. No, sir. How about the cabin? I do see a hippie. I do see a hippie over here. What the heck? Bro. Has he got zinc on his nose? What the heck? Is he out here in the wilderness doing coke and he just thinks he's an air traffic controller now? Is that what it is? This guy he's off his wagon, man. Look at this little thing here. I got a little bit of a problem there, friend. You want to seal that up. You're going to get mice in there and you're not going to like that one bit. Oh, hey, that's nice. That's nice. That's a nice looking animal. Look at that. What's he got? This is where he cooks his meth, right here. Probably. All right, Uncle Melvin approves. I give that scenery. I give that scenery 4 out of 5 ale horns. And if it would have had any kind of a flushable outhouse toilet, it would have been 5 out of 5. But can't beat the location, my friend. That snow is from MSFS. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right, my friend. All right, trying to give you the Spielberg pan out here. All right, there we go. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. So, okay. Whoops. What a great stream. What a great Thursday. Let's do this. Hey, I really appreciate everybody coming in. Heck of a fun stream. We did a little bit of LearJet action in the mountains of Wyoming and Idaho, and then we ended up down here. We didn't quite make it to Mudhole Smith, so the stream title is a bit misleading, but you know, we had fun anyway. Lieutenant Bob, you are welcome. You are welcome. Thanks for the follows, Avian34Exos B. Pure Luck, thank you for the raid. Illini State Aviation misbehaved me. And Kino, the producer, thank you guys as well for the follow. Ibanez, appreciate you coming in with your raid as well. JPC also with a great raid. Thank you very much, boss man. Dustin4147, thanks for the follow. 757 Spy, thank you as well for the raid. And appreciate you flying along with me, good fixins, as well as Continuum. Hey, Crash. Appreciate you, man. You got me right in the feelers, buddy. Let's read out before I start getting some stuff on the Twitchverse. We do, in fact. Holy cow, look at all these people. What in the world is, oh my goodness gracious. All right, well, we're gonna let the rich get richer here, because we're gonna go. I like the aircraft choice here that I'm seeing on Mustafa's channel. It's in the Fokker. So, hey, Crash, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a good run, and yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. All right, I'm back Saturday again. Saturday's the big 1800 celebration, 1,800 followers celebration streams at 4 p.m. where I live, 2200 Zulu, and that'll kind of wrap up the week for me. I have no idea. Tomorrow I'm off early. Who knows what'll happen? I might fire up a stream. I might fire up the grill. I might fire up a cold beverage. We will see. see. But I'm back for sure next Tuesday. I'll do something a little different on Tuesday, by the way. I'm going to hop in the F-14. I'm going to try to go find an aircraft carrier and land on it. There's a cool event, ZDC Regional Night, coming up on Tuesday. So we're going to fly out of NAS Oceana out to a carrier and then try to get back into Langley. So anyway, hopefully you guys can join. If you're new here, my normal times are Tuesday, Thursday at Midnight Zoo, and Saturday just kind of whenever I let people know. But yeah, I'd like to have you guys come back around. All right, I got the raid fired up. Can't wait to fly with you again. We'll see you over at Mustafa's channel, and enjoy your Friday. Good.